There's a sound playing right now. You can't hear it, but your body knows it's there. Your chest feels a little tight. The room feels slightly off. You can't place it. Something just feels wrong. That feeling has a name, and for most of human history, we had a different name for it. We called it a ghost. In 1998, a researcher named Vic Tandy was working late at Coventry University in England. The lab had a reputation. People refused to work there alone at night. Staff reported shadows, a feeling of being watched. One person walked out mid-shift and never came back. Tandy didn't believe in any of that. He was a scientist, but that night, alone in the lab, something got to him. Cold sweat, a dread he couldn't locate, the feeling that something was just behind him. Then he noticed the foil on his workbench. It was shaking, hard, no obvious reason. He grabbed a frequency analyzer, and he found it, 18.98 hertz, a sound wave so low the human ear can't pick it up, silent, invisible, and apparently enough to make a room feel haunted. Infrasound sits below 20 hertz, below what your ears can catch. You don't hear it, you feel it. It moves through walls, through buildings, through you. Your eardrum doesn't react, your ribcage does, your eyeballs do. Your organs pick up frequencies you were never meant to consciously notice. Here's the part that matters. The human eye resonates at around 18 to 19 hertz, the same frequency Tandy found. When infrasound hits that range, your eyes vibrate slightly, just enough to blur the edges of what you see, just enough to put shapes in your peripheral vision that aren't really there. Shadows, movement, something standing in the corner. Your brain needs an explanation. And it finds one. Something is in here with me. This isn't fringe science. NASA has known about infrasound since the space race. Early rocket tests sent infrasound waves, strong enough to crack buildings miles away. Engineers near those test sites reported nausea, confusion, and something harder to describe. A feeling that something terrible was about to happen. No reason, just certainty. The military took notice too. DARPA spent time in the 1970s looking into whether infrasound could be used as a weapon, whether you could make soldiers feel terror without them knowing why. The research is in declassified documents. What actually came of it, nobody's saying clearly. But here's where it gets stranger. Infrasound isn't man-made. It's been here the whole time. Earthquakes release it hours before the ground moves. Animals feel it constantly. Elephants use infrasound to talk to each other across hundreds of miles. Dogs pace before storms hit. Birds leave coastlines hours before tsunamis. They're not sensing the future. They're hearing something you can't. Before the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami, observers watched elephants scream and run for higher ground. Flamingos left their nesting areas. Zoo animals broke out of their enclosures. All of it hours before the wave came. They felt the infrasound coming off the ocean floor as the tectonic plates gave way. Your ancestors felt it too, before concrete floors cut them off from the ground, before engine noise buried the signal. Your body still has the equipment, it just lost the signal. Some places have always felt wrong. Ancient temples built on fault lines, medieval cathedrals placed above underground rivers. For years, people assumed that was intentional symbolism. Sacred places near dramatic landscapes for spiritual effect. But fault lines produce infrasound. Underground rivers produce infrasound. The oracle at Delphi sat above a crack in the earth, leaking gases, and researchers now think infrasound. People who came to that chamber felt something. A weight in the air, a presence, a voice from below. They called it a god. We'd probably call it an 18 hertz wave bouncing off limestone. But the feeling was identical. Tandy eventually traced his signal to a new extraction fan in the corner of the lab. He adjusted the blade angle slightly. The frequency shifted. The foil went still. The haunting stopped. He wrote it up, called the paper Ghosts in the Machine. Nobody paid much attention, and the world kept building offices, hospitals, apartment blocks, with ventilation systems. Nobody ever tested for infrasound levels. Right now, there is no law anywhere on Earth requiring anyone to measure infrasound in buildings where people live or work. Not one. You've probably felt this. A room that felt wrong for no reason. A building that made you uneasy the second you walked in. That 3 a.m. feeling where something seems off, and you can't find the source. Maybe it was wind hitting the structure at the right angle. Maybe the ventilation system. Maybe traffic from a nearby road, sending low-frequency pressure through the walls and straight into your chest. Your body treats infrasound as a warning, because in the natural world, that's exactly what it is. A predator nearby, an earthquake building, a cliff about to go. Run, something is coming. But when that signal fires inside an office building, with nothing visibly wrong, your brain keeps searching. It finds nothing, so it makes something up. A presence, a dread, a feeling you aren't alone. Tandy spent the rest of his career visiting places with a reputation for being haunted. A 14th century cellar in Edinburgh, a theater in London. Every single time, he found infrasound in the ranges that affect human perception. Every single time, there was a physical source, a pipe, a fan, a tunnel under the floor. He wasn't trying to prove ghosts don't exist. He was just following the data. What he kept finding was that the feeling itself was real. That ancient, physical certainty that something unseen is close. The cause just wasn't what anyone thought. It was a wave, a pressure, something the earth has been putting out long before we showed up. We built everything on top of a signal we stopped being able to hear. Concrete, glass, engines. We called it progress. And now a huge number of people sit in buildings every day, feeling anxious with no explanation. Watched, wrong, off. They medicate it. They go to therapy for it. They wonder what's broken in them, when the answer might just be 18.98 hertz. Coming from the fan in the ceiling above their desk. You weren't built for this world. You were built for one, where that frequency meant something real was on its way. And some part of you, the oldest part, is still listening, still waiting for something it can almost hear.